Here are some of the promising investments I've been able to find for CS2 investing. To start things off, have a look at some discontinued collections like the 2021 Dust 2 collection, and more specifically at the skins that are used to trade up into the AK-47 Gold Arabesque. Now, I think it's quite safe to assume the 2021 Dust 2 collection won't be introduced again, because after it came out during Operation Riptide, it hasn't been featured back into the game since. There is a finite supply of consumer grade skins in this collection because these can no longer be obtained. They're regularly being traded up into industrial grade skins, and then those are being traded into mil-spec. You get the idea. Meaning supply of these skins will just be gradually falling over time. So depending on your price point, picking up some of these skins seems like a surefire way to make some profit over the long term. I'd recommend picking up some good float, minimal wears and field tested skins, which you can likely sell for overpay as they can be used to trade up into factory new and minimal wear skins respectively. Next up on the list we have Antwerp and Stockholm stickers, in particular the ones that haven't been reintroduced in other majors. Stick to the ones that look both good and have a relatively strong fan base behind them to help with application numbers and consumption. So going off of this from Antwerp, I'd recommend Eternal Fire stickers, Outsiders and Imperial. For the latter two teams, Antwerp is the only borderless design available. Of course they both have Rio stickers, but those are generally not as popular as the borderless design. And looking at Stockholm, Movie Star Riders are a good option. Godsend are a unique team that have featured in previous majors, and Entropic foils are very beautiful, but in terms of good looking green stickers, they are going to be competing with Antwerp's Imperial stickers, so do keep that in mind before investing. Of course there are more teams out there, but the ones I have mentioned have a lot of strong potential for growth. Stock up on a mixture of hollows, golds and glitters and foils if available. Moving on, I want to turn your attention to discontinued Operation Graffitis, in particular both Shattered Web and Operation Riptide. Just very quickly, if you guys want to win this AK-47 Emerald Pinstripe, then all you have to do is drop a like on the video and head on over to the Discord in the description to enter. I myself currently hold a good few Shattered Web Graffitis that I was able to stock up on for super cheap and have kept them since the operation, but these things in general are pretty safe investments. The likelihood that they will be reintroduced is very little. They were very unique to the operation, so I don't think this will happen. There is a limited supply of these, and over the years they have been consumed regularly by players as well as investors, and the supply is pretty low, hence the positive upward price movement. I'd recommend picking up more popular and nicer looking colours of each graffiti. You can determine which ones are the more popular ones just by looking at the price, as well as which ones generally look nicer from both collections. There is something about the Recall UMP45 graffiti that just stands out to me. Now generally I'm only recommending things that are discontinued because there is a finite supply, and over time these things are consumed more and more. Prices are only going to go up as long as demand exists. So continuing along these lines, I have agent patches from the Shattered Web collection. Now these have already gone up in price quite a bit, and some like the Bayonet Frog patch are currently selling for over £200 because of the lack of good looking patches available. These in particular which haven't really been introduced into the game since. Of course there are team patches from Stockholm and some cheaper Half-Life Alyx themed patches as well, but these do not look as good and can still be unboxed. The supply from the Shattered Web patches can only go down as more and more are being applied to agents, so as of right now there is a finite amount of attractive patches you can add onto agents from a consumerist point of view, so that's why I believe this could be a good long-term option. However, bear in mind people have already invested in these and thus prices have driven up quite significantly, but overall I don't see them dropping to anything as affordable as they once were, and over the long term these things can multiply in price quite considerably. And finally, I'd like to turn your attention to skins that have existed in the game for quite some time but look much better in CS2 than they did in CSGO. For instance, the SSG Acid Fade now has a green scope. This is pretty much old news to everyone that follows the CS market, but what a lot of people don't know is that the SSG Acid Fade is used regularly in trade-ups because there is only one restricted skin in the collection and they can come in super low floats, meaning people are able to manipulate the odds in the trade-ups to guarantee greater profits. So not only is this skin actually viable as a play skin, I have one myself, but it's also regularly being used for trade-ups. Now when a new operation or case releases, there's a good chance that people will be looking for profitable trade-ups to be making from the new collections, and the Acid Fade is one of the go-to filler skins for these trade-ups. So if you want to stock up on these, now is a good time to buy in anticipation for a new update. However, if you believe an operation or case might not come for another few months, then there is equally no harm in waiting to see if prices drop further before investing. But just make sure to remember when there is a price spike that you sell, as typically these skins correct after their initial price increase. And one of the more recent skins that I stumbled across in-game was the Lapis Gator Mac 10. This thing looks like a Gamma Doppler finish on a Mac 10, which looks really good in-game and under the right lighting. There are loads of skins like this that look super good in CS2, so just have a look on YouTube or Google for some that other people are posting about, and if you want to invest in them, then there is a good chance the prices of these will continue to increase, as they could be considered undervalued by members of the community. But of course, investing in these skins comes with a great risk. Valve at any given moment can change how the skins appear in game, which could could cause the prices of these skins to fall, so make sure you're only taking a sensible amount of risk relative to what you can afford to lose. Thank you for watching, don't forget to drop a like, and I'll see you in the next one.